Alright everyone, tapos na naman ang isang linggo, no? Ang bilis ng panahon. Welcome to our weekly market overview. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, what we do here is we take a look at the PSEI along with the other sectoral indices to give us a bigger picture view sa mga nangyayari sa market and maybe help us plan out yung mga pwede natin gawin sa mga tinitrade natin. Okay? And also plan out kung may pwede tayong gawin sa mga gusto nating i-trade. Okay? So, marami tayong pag-uusapan. A lot of things happened. Let's start, no? As always, we'll start out with the PSEI sa weekly time frame. So, what happened with the PSEI was we came back and as expected, no? So, nag-pull back tayo, nag-continuation. Now, we hit resistance and as expected, resistance held. Diba? Yun naman talaga ang trabaho ng support and resistance, diba? Na mag-hold. So, everything so far as in accordance naman sa expectations. So, what we want to see from here is for price sooner or later to break itong resistance level na to. How it does so remains to be seen. Pwedeng mag-consume muna siya sandali. Diba? Bago siya mag-breakout. Let me just turn off the magnet and pwede rin na mag-pullback siya ulit ng konti coming back here before it breaks out. And of course, everyone's favorite, pwede naman tuluyan na lang mabasag. Now, let's take a look at this sa daily time frame, no? Sa daily time frame, mas malinis or rather mas detailed yung makikita natin na itsura ng paggalaw, which is yun nga, price pulled back here to 7,043. Okay? Came back to this area of consolidation here. Diba? Doon tayo dito. Diyan tayo nag-bounce. Broke higher here. Now, it's back dito sa kung saan tayo nag-breakout. Tapos, nag-react din siya. Okay? So, as we discussed, what we want to see now is for price to break up and break above this now. Kasi nagkaroon tayo ng bagong swing high. Diba? If and when that breaks, then what we're looking for next is tong resistance dito. Sorry, just let me... dapat talaga mas smart ako kaysa dito sa drawing tool, pero parang lagi ako naiisahan ng drawing tool eh. Okay, so yan yung next resistance level, then there. So it's 7.5 to 7.6 na area. Yung 7.5 is a minor resistance level, no? Then yung 7.6, then if that breaks, it's here na, 7.9 na area. Okay, so yun yung tinitignan natin na next levels dito sa PSE. Now, whether or not it actually gets there, as we said, remains to be seen, no? Sorry, pati yung mga nalagay ko level na bura. There needs to be a better way na talaga na magtanggal ng mga drawing eh. Okay. So, as we discuss, possible na mag-consume muna siya. Okay? Possible din na mag-pull back ulit, maybe fill this gap here, tas tumuloy. Okay? Tas pwede nga dumiretso na lang. What we don't want to see, for me, yung bearish sign is if price comes down, takes out yung 7,000, okay? Test it from underneath, mag-hold, then we break lower. Baka mangyari nun, balikan natin yung nag-form na liquidity dito sa 6,771. Or sabihin natin 6.7 to 6.8 na area. If mabasag yan, then we're looking for 6.6. Okay, syempre, ayaw naman natin nangyari yun kasi gusto natin, merry yung Christmas nating lahat. But it's best to be prepared for any and all scenarios. For now, at least, okay, the chart's still looking bullish. Everything still looks okay. We still seem to be on track to tag 7.5 next, then maybe 7.6 to 7.7, then 7.9. Okay? Kung sakali na mag-range muna to, okay? For me, hindi naman mawawala yung bullish sentiment overall. It's just that there's always the possibility na for the remainder of Q4, bumuelo muna siya. Kasi historically speaking, kapag tinitingnan natin, Q1 typically is a good quarter, with January usually being the best month. So if you go back and you look over the past 10, 15 years sa mga charts, usually January, yung Q1 in general is good. With normally January yung parang leader ng Q1, no? So pwede rin na mangyari is bumuelo muna siya, pullback, buelo in preparation for Q1. Kasi after all, hindi naman na maliit yung inangat natin. Parang nabawi na rin natin yung majority nung nawala sa atin nung nangyari to. I mean, yes, I realize hindi pa natin nababawi all the way. But yun nga, it's always possible na it's also waiting for Q1. So again, my expectation is still bullish. It's just that I want to temper myself para hindi ko pangungunahan yung sarili ko. At kung mangyari man yung maghintay siya or kung mangyari man yung ayaw nating makita, at least handa tayo. Diba? Next, let's take a look at yung mga sectoral indices na, no? Starting with prop. So prop, again, I'm waiting for this to break above tong right shoulder high para mapakita na invalidate na yung pattern. Plus, bakit yung right shoulder high din? Kasi essentially, naka-range tayo dito eh. So, I want to see it break out of the range so we can get out of this chop here and open up this area here. Okay? So far, walang changes sa view ko sa prop. It's still ranging. Yes, is it more bullish? Yes. Okay, I'm not going to argue that. But overall, it's still ranging in this range here. A breakout from there could set off a chain reaction na biglang lalakas yung property sector and we start pushing higher, targeting 3866 next. And if we can break that, yung mga highs na nandito. Ang ayaw nating makita is surprise to break down here. Take out these lows, test it from underneath, mag-hold. Baka mangyari nun, tumulak naman tayo pababa, targeting tong 2569 na area. And if that breaks, opening up this range here, possibly all the way down to 2069. Okay? Next, let's take a look at INDU. INDU, the grind continues, no? Pero, we can now move our level here. Okay, so sama-sama natin gawin up to here. Kasi parang naguntog na tayo dyan eh. So if you zoom in a bit, what happened was price came there, tagged this area, diba? For the first time dito. Then came back down a bit, came back, tagged it again. So nakikita natin na may nag-perform na resistance sa level na yan. Okay? So in order for us to see continuation, we want to see this break, or in fact, parang mas malinis na, we can even move this sa extreme high here, no? Sa extreme high here. Bakit dyan? Kasi this has acted as an inflection point, meaning it's been touched from both sides. So here, acted as resistance, support, 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 resistance na area. Again, it's all areas, no? Hindi natin pwedeng ipilit sa market na, hindi, mayroon ako resistance level sa 11,168.83. Kailangan hanggang doon ka lang, period. It's always areas. So, pwede natin gawin na ganito. Pwede rin natin gawin, okay? Depende ngayon kung ano yung gusto nyo, ano yung preference nyo, is you draw out both levels and identify that as a potential wide area. So 10,969 to 11,168 yung gusto natin makitang mabasag na area. So sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. Nasa inyo yun kung ano yung mas prefer nyo, but these are the levels that I'm watching out for sa INDU. Again, as I said, the grind continues. It continues to remain bullish. Sasabihin ng iba na possible na shooting star here, yes, but you compare that candle to yung itsura ng mga candles on the way up, hindi mo naman talagang masabi na malakas siya na shooting star. You know what I mean? Parang ang liit lang niya in the grand scheme of things eh. It's more for me looking like na baka mag-range muna tayo dito konti, baka bumuelo muna siya bago siya tumuloy. 'Di ba? Of course, a pullback is still good. Okay, pullbacks are healthy. A lot of people don't like yung mga pullbacks, don't like hearing about them. Parang ninanakawan sila ng pera, kumbaga. But it's actually healthier na yung ganon, yung maganda yung galaw. Kasi when it forms bases, usually mas matatag at mas significant yung galaw niya compared sa yung ganitong grind lang na mas mahirap i-assess kung ano nga ba talaga ang gusto niyang gawin. Now, of course, based from this, it's still looking bullish, no? I'm not gonna say na, porket nag-grind lang, ibig sabihin bearish na yan. But, kailangan lang natin mag-ingat kasi usually kapag yung mga ganitong dahan-dahan paangat, mahirap hulaan or mahirap pangunahan na, ano nga ba gusto nitong gawin? Mag-breakout na nga ba to? Hindi pa? Kasi ang tight eh. Tapos usually kung ganyan, tapos bumaba man, mag-pullback man, ganon din, i-grind out ka rin niya. So, that's just something to watch out for. Okay? So again, continuation ng bullish scenario, break above this area. Kung sabihin naman natin bumaba ang price, we break below this, test it from underneath, mag-hold, break down, then it opens up this area here, possibly targeting 8,944 if mabasag man yan to the downside. If mabasag naman to the upside, our next targets will be here. So that will be 12,046. Okay? Moving on, let's take a quick look at FINA. Okay. So FINA, price came up, tagged our area of resistance. Okay, so maganda yung napili nating level, medyo sumakto dun, no? Pero we understand na itong cluster of lows na to, area yan, na possible na mag-hold as resistance as price tries to move higher. Okay? Now, kung mabasag natin itong mga cluster of lows na to, ang next target natin is 1964, yung high na nandito. Okay? Now, last week, nag-form tayo ng shooting star. Okay, so makikita nyo, pag ganitong shooting star, usually, mas wider yung, mas taller. Okay? Taller yung candle niya compared sa kanina sa INDU na parang ang liit, diba? But for me, again, normal lang, tumama tayo sa resistance. It could pull back a bit. Okay? Baka bumalik siya sa area of consolidation na to. Tapos from there, saka siya mag-decide kung gusto nga ba niya tumaas. Or baka from there, mabasag niya pababa. Okay? So, despite the shooting star, for me, it's still somewhat bullish. Pullbacks lang are of course to be expected. Okay? Kung sabihin natin, mangyari na i-reverse niya kagad ng shooting star, we just break out of here, then that's good, no? That's a very bullish sign. But again, we need to remind ourselves ng cluster of lows dito na pwede pang magamit as potential resistance along the way. Okay? Ang ayaw nating makita dito sa BDO, hindi ko alam bakit, no? Ganun katindi yung commercial ng BDO, parang naka-ingrain sa utak ko pag FINA, BDO. If price breaks down here, breaks below this swing low, uses it as resistance, then collapses, then baka mangyari, bumalik lang tayo sa original range niya dito. Dapat hindi na eh. Kasi we broken out, we tested it, it held, it pushed higher, we should go higher. So if price comes back down, breaks it again, we need to start asking ourselves, bakit? It's being given every opportunity to push higher. Bakit siya babalik dito sa original range? Diba? So baka kailangan na nating i-second guess or tignan ulit yung mga plano natin kasi obviously nagkaroon ng structural shift na dapat ma-alter din yung way of thinking natin. Kasi, diba, parang lagi ko tinatanong sa sarili ko yun eh. What's price doing? Diba? Or what should price be doing para maisip ko na tama yung thesis ko? Okay? Kasi magkaiba yun. What price is doing and what price should be doing doesn't necessarily coincide. Diba? They could be completely different. So kapag completely different sila, obviously, if price isn't doing what it shouldn't be doing based on my expectations, then I shouldn't be trading. Diba? Regardless of what system you use, okay? If price isn't doing what you expect it to be doing, then you really shouldn't be in that trade. So, kailangan lagi kang unbiased when you're looking at what price is doing. Tapos, kailangan din alam mo what price shouldn't be doing. In this case, what price should be doing based on this is either magkakonso muna tayo, somewhere there, then break higher, or pull back konti, konso, break higher, or pwede rin pull back, break. But what price shouldn't be doing, diba? Based on this structure is to come back and break this and balik dito sa original na range. It really shouldn't be doing that given the opportunity it's been given. So kung ganon, kailangan ko na mag-reassess. I am not saying na ibig sabihin no, wala na, mamamatay na, babalik na to, mababasag yung 1-3 and so on. I'm just saying na the likelihood na kung mangyari man yun, babalik tayo sa original range, baka mag-hold muna tayo doon ulit sandali, tumataas. Okay? For now, still looking quite bullish. Pullbacks expected. Possible console pwede rin. But we're looking for a break of 1654 para sa continuation natin. Okay? Next, let's take a look at hold. So yung hold, after niya tuluyang mabasag tong right shoulder high, nag-continue lang yung grind natin, no? More or less, price has been holding sa area na yon. Last week, we discussed na nag-collapse, tapos retake yung level. Tapos this week, parang nangyari is we're just holding around that area. Okay? So, of course, what we want to see next is for price to break above here, above yung 7.4, to come back and tag yung 7.614 na area. Diba? Bullishness remains kasi we're still holding itong area na to, itong range na to. So, possible na tumuloy siya papunta dyan sooner rather than later. Again, similar sa expectation natin sa PSE. Possible din na mag-consume muna siya, buwelo, tapos Q1 tayo mas magpakitang gilas. Kasi nga, medyo malaki na rin ang inangat natin this year. Okay? Syempre, the best or the most bullish of scenarios is mabasag natin yung 7614 and that opens up the possibility that we come back to tag yung cluster of highs dito sa taas. Okay? So, that's around 8,100 to 8,200 na area. What I don't want to see from here is your price to break down. Break below this swing low here. So that's 6,730. Test it from underneath, mag-hold, mag-break kasi baka mangyari nung balikan natin yung lower end ng range. So, if you look at this, ito yung original range niya. Lagi naman ganun eh. Price tends to move in ranges eh. Kapag ka malalaking ranges, you can segment it and you will see that price moves within those segments as well. So, essentially, kaka-breakout lang niya sa range nitong right shoulder na to. So, it should be working within this range here. Diba? Kasi na-breakout na niya to, na-invalidate mo yung pattern eh. Kapag bumalik tayo dito, mabasag tong 6,730, para na rin nangyari is bumalik tayo sa lower end ng range na to. Diba? Pagka ganon, baka mag-stuck muna tayo doon ng sandali kasi nga, yun yung segment na pinuntahan na ng price eh. Pero if mabasag natin tong lower area na to, yung 5,850 to 6,018, basag yan, test from underneath, then wala na. Baka mukha na talaga siyang very bearish. We might come back, tag this low here, or maybe come all the way back and tag this low here. Highly unlikely, but again, my job in these videos is to prepare you for all scenarios, not just for all the scenarios that we would like to see, pero for all the scenarios, including the ones that we don't want to see. Now, I'm going to remove my drawings, including my levels, because there's no shortcut in nakaka-OC. Pwede rin kasing tignan to in one way na parang nagwe-wedge ka pataas eh. So, if it breaks down that wedge, ganon din. Kung napapansin nyo kanina, diba? So, balik ko yung mga levels ha. Diba? Sabi natin wedge to. Parang ganon din yung drawing, diba? Pag nabasag tayo sa low na to, bakit tayo bumalik sa lower segment nung range, correct? So, when I draw it out here na mas malinis, mas kita nyo na it's the same thing. It's the same thing, no? Breakdown here is also a breakdown there. Tag it from underneath. It's the same. So, that's, again, another thing to watch out for. Kasi possible na nag-perform siya ng wedge. Alright? But for now, remains bullish. Hopefully, sooner rather than later, mabasag na tong mga highs na to, then we can come back and tag the next level of resistance up there. Next, let's take a look at services. So, services came back with a vengeance, no? Nag-pull back tayo here. Tapos sabi natin last week, mukhang nagko-consult tayo dito. Opened and gapped up here. Looking like it's gonna tag yung 2062 again sooner rather than later. Now, whether or not it can break itong resistance level na to remains to be seen. If mabasag yan, then yung next na resistance is around Bale, 2,164. So, sabihin natin 2,1 to 2,2. Yung next area of resistance niya if mabasag tong 2,062. Diba? Ang maganda rin dito dahil in essence, break niya tong range na to, mas clear-cut na rin yung invalidation natin. If price falls down, breaks beneath this swing low here, okay, tags from underneath, mag-hold, then baka magbaba pa to ng konti, either we range tightly here, or we break down altogether, idamay natin to, mag-wider yung range. Or if mabasag yung 1,720, we might come down and tag this area of consolidation na below. If pati yan mabasag pa, well, number one, baka kailangan din na muna natin tignan yung services. Pero pag pati yan mabasag to, then it's gonna look very, very bearish. Kasi mag-open up na talaga yung mga lows dito sa baba. Diba? For now, it's looking more bullish, no? It was ranging na, bullish ranging. Now, na-break yung initial range, opening up to. But we have to remember na this is still a larger range overall. Okay? It's not, it doesn't take away from the fact na nabasag natin tong consolidation dito and it's looking bullish in the sense na it might retag yung 2062. But yun lang, kailangan lang natin tandaan na pwedeng ganun din. Pwedeng mag-range muna siya dyan overall. Okay? But it's looking bullish. Diba? Hindi naman nakakagulat na everything is looking bullish so far. Kasi looking bullish naman talaga yung index eh. And syempre, madadamay talaga ang lahat. Diba? Yung usual na rising tide lifts all boats type of scenario. Okay? And then finally, let's take a look at mining and oil, no? So this one is not looking as bullish, sadly, no? So, ang gusto ko sana makita dito, so let's adjust our levels together, no? We can actually move this here dahil malinis na yung swing high, kita na. Okay? Then we can do another level here. This level encompasses tong mga cluster of highs here. So, cluster of highs. So, para ito na yung pinaka-support na tinitignan mo and we even broke below that. So, if you're bullish ng mini or ng mining, what you're looking for is price to break above itong 10,924 to open up tong range na to. Then, if we can break above 11,469, ito naman. Okay? Ang ayaw nating makita is her price to break below this, tong 9,016 na area. And the reason for that is, number one, hindi na nga nakakaaliw na bumalik siya dito sa original range niya. Okay? Ito yung original range niya. Yun yung pinag-uusapan natin over and over again before, diba? Sabi ko, pwedeng naka-triangle siya ng ganyan. Pwede rin na parang ascending triangle, whatever. Depends on how you wanna look at it. So, hindi na nga nakakaaliw in the first place na bumalik siya doon sa original range niya. Diba? So, if mabasag to, then baka dito muna mag-ipon yung price. Kasi, eto, nag-form din siya ng range dyan. If mabasag to, pwedeng mag-act as resistance yung range lows dito at 9,016. So, yun yung ayaw natin makita. And kung mabasag yung 8,066, then that opens up na makain tong strong move up na to at bumalik tayo sa area of consolidation here below. Okay? So, that's what I don't want to see. Yun yung bearish scenario ko for mini. What I want to see is yun nga, mabasag pataas. But another thing is, I wanted to reclaim this level and for us to start trading above this area sana. Okay? Parang, sige na, tama na. Sana mag-hold na to as support. Then we come back, we start trading above 10,115, which is yung extreme high nung cluster of highs na to. Okay? I wanted to see it trading there. Mag-hold na siya dyan. Come back, retag this. Tapos kung gusto niya mag-consume muna, okay pa rin lang. But, kailangan sooner rather than later, we come back and retake this. Kasi the other scenario na mas, kumbaga, maliit, quote and quote, is for price to come back, tag it underneath, mag-hold, then we go back to this range here, which again, doesn't look quite as bullish kasi same scenario kanina, diba? What should price be doing? Dapat nag-breakout, dapat malakas eh. Pero nag-hold, nag-form ng new level of resistance, nag-collapse, tinake back yung high, yung level natin for that range, no? So kung ganon, price isn't doing what we expect it to be doing. It's still okay in the sense na it's in an area where it could hold, but it's not looking quite as bullish as before. Okay, so for this, Ang pinakamasabi natin, it's still ranging overall just because it came back into the range. Pero hindi ko na muna siya lalagyan ng kumbaga bullish na hashtag. Okay? Para medyo mas modern naman ako ng konti, no? Hindi ko muna siya lalagyan ng bullish na hashtag. Kasi nga, it's possible na bumalik na naman tayo dito. At dito muna tayo mag-trade pansamantala. At yun nga, kung mabasag itong 9,016, baka dito naman. Okay? So, something to watch out for lang sa mini. Usually kapag ganito, yung parang sinasabi ko, parang yung parang nag-hedge na parang ranging, na parang hindi, na pwedeng ganito. Personally, kapag marami akong qualms sa isang tinitignan ko, then I just find trades that are easier. Okay, mga low-hanging fruits. Kaysa napipilitin ko sarili ko na maghanap ng possibilities sa isang chart na mas magulo or mas confusing para sa akin, then magko-focus na lang ako doon sa mga mas madadali. Kung biglang pumitik to na hindi ako nakasakay, okay lang kasi nandun naman ako sa mga low-hanging fruits. 'Di ba? So guys, ito po nagtatapos yung video natin for the week. I hope na kahit papano may natutunan kayo or nakatulong to sa inyo or you found it at least mildly entertaining, no? And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!